I live. I was raised in Palestine to learn about my heritage, Islam, Arabic, and the Palestinian culture. It was hard to have a voice, but not impossible. سوف أقول لكم عن فلسطين. I lived when I went through Jordanian, Palestinian, and Israeli borders, when I went through checkpoints, when military forces surrounded my house, when they shot at the outside front door, when it was only me and my mom, when I was learning what life is in the West Bank. I lived when I went to the third holiest place for Muslims, where the last prophet went, where Muhammad was raised to heaven, where the main three religions fought. I lived when a machine gun was pointing at the taxi I was in going home from school. When my heart dropped like a bomb from a plane. When I didn't know if I was gonna pass or die. When I ran away from death. I lived when I was in a car going through innocent youth, military fighting. When young men wearing kufiyya were throwing rocks at the men in green uniform. When occupation forces shot rubber-coated bullets at kids for defending their land. I lived my life sadness for not seeing all my family members, like my grandma, whose hugs, kisses almost make me cry every time I remember her. Like my nephews, Yahya and Mu'taz, when I hope they grow up loving their country, believing one day it will be free. Like my friends, Omar, Hamoud and Abduraz, when we used to go up the mountain called Tel, one of the oldest places in the world. I lived my life with love. Love of my family, حب العائلة, love of my friends, حب الأصدقاء, and love of my country, حب فلسطين. Live my life with support. Support from my parents giving me opportunities. Support from God's unstoppable wisdom and knowledge. Support for the people that fought for my country. Now, I live my life in the US with racism. Like when my 7th grade teacher jokes to the entire class that I might bomb them. Like when Fox News calls all Muslims extremists. Like when a racist white guy tells Donald Trump that the problem in this country is Muslims. And even accused Obama of being a Muslim. Guess what, racist teacher, racist news station, and racist white guy? I will live my life to be the best neurosurgeon, to show the true meaning of Islam. Islam means peace. A true Muslim loves and fears God. You try to be like the last prophet. I will make a difference. سوف أدخل الجنة.
When people think of Waipahu, the first words people think of are
ghetto, dirty housing,
uneducated people,
and hey, what? Let's scrap!
When in reality, the feeling of hurt burns in our chests.
For every offensive statement,
for every stereotype that rolls off the tip of their tongues.
Ever heard of never judge a book by its cover?
Well, let me ask you this.
What do you know about Waipahu? What do you know about the land of the bursting waters
and the 94 block?
In this town, our parents are reincarnations of the plantation workers.
They harvest the fruit of their labor.
Not in the field of our ancestors' dreams,
but in the hotel rooms of tourists. Their hearts beat 94 times per second,
with our families' blood rushing out of their original countries
and into Oahu's welcoming arms
of Pearl Harbor, which is right behind our high school.
Yet, there are people who live here who overlook the ships donning the ocean blue.
And going to school is like remembering the past. We can still hear the bombs exploding in the battlefields from our own backyard.
We cry tears of black.
Commemorating the lives of the souls lost at war.
Lost at sea.
What do you see? A rail being built right in front of our high school. Witnessing our city's natural beauty slowly change from sugarcane to cement with pillars in progress.
Traffic is getting worse.
And now waiting is a part of our daily lives.
Why do I have to wake up early just to get to school on time?
We are always to our community.
And we are tired.
Dear White Papu,
How do you feel?
when people refuse to turn the page of your past,
When the story hasn't even ended, you are judged by the way you look.
you are called every single thing synonymous to ugly, and people don't see your inner beauty.
But I see it. Every time I pass the famous mural that shows the transition between the plantation and the date of our graduation.
I see it. Every time my grandma cooks adobo and fried rice on Louis Aina Street.
Crunch of every fried manapoa, I take a bite of that Honolulu kitchen. From Poop Town
To IPO,
Kunia.
To Village Park.
from the signs that remind us that we are blessed in the vastness of the open fields running down S Road.
When my elders share stories of the smell of burning sugarcane blooming in the laughter of my friends.
These are the chapters no one bothers to read. We are the authors,
The editors.
the illustrators,
and this is our story.
It has just begun.
and there is a future still waiting to happen.
Here in Waipahu. My name is Anna Dominique Davide, a name that betrays my heritage. Anna, God's grace, named for its practical length. She won't be teased for not knowing how to spell her own name, only 2 letters. Was teased for Anna Banana, Anna Montana, Anaconda Anomaly. Named in coincidence. Born on the presentation in the temple, the prophetess Anna who proclaimed Christ's glory, who recognized the Messiah. Anne, mother of the Virgin Mary. Anna, so common despite my weirdness. Anna Nicole, Anna from Frozen, Anna 50 Shades, Anna Hurricane. Anna, too short for a nickname. Name used for a nickname. Anna with 2 N's, misspelled as A-N-A, even on Facebook. Anna Harde, Anna Sate, I don't even know. Confusion on every tongue with, how do you say your own name? I don't know how to say my own name. Anna don't care. Dominique, of the Lord, named after my mother's middle name, Dominica. Name no secret, but name no function. Vestigial syllables, as if only there for the novelty of my ADHD, being ADD, add, divide, Anna di Davide. David. Beloved. The second and the greatest of the kings of Israel, giant slayer, ancestor of Christ, Davide. My heart swells with pride and joy to hold this name that has been in my family for 10 generations, spoken with reverence that is my medal of honor, a name my clan holds close to our hearts. Davide, a name originated from Sicily, but by some magic, some mystery was carried like a dandelion seed to Argao, Cebu, chosen by an ancestor whose story is long lost. Name held in awe and respect in my motherland, my mother's land. A name I cannot pass through my own womb. Name I love so much it pains me. Name I love so much it betrays me. Name whose Filipino heritage I love so much but makes me seem like someone else. There's only one Davide family in the Philippines. We are not of Italian origin, but our features distinguish us from the rest. There's only one Davide clan in the whole world like us. My features distinguish me from the rest. My name makes me seem so white, so haole, so Caucasian. Davide doesn't sound Filipino. Skin so white, name is lost. My mother's maiden name is my name, Davide. My father, please no part in my life except for bleaching the richness of my phenotype. You don't look Filipino. Cousin accidentally asking if I'm adopted. Biracial bastard feeling as if I must overcompensate for my appearance. Davide, misinterpreted, misseen, misunderstood. David, divide, David E. Name in tug and war with a stranger. Always assumed it belonged to my father. Davide. A name that will be lost to my marriage, my children, that cannot be carried on through my gender. My name, whose richness will be forgotten in the pedigree. My identity, lost only to be a name. Davide, my legacy.
Let them know! Yeah!
Bye, bye, bye. Curious. Bisexual. Right away, it's a bisexual. Never trust someone who's bisexual or bi-curious. Bisexuals are cheaters. Bi-curious people will use you as an experiment. Bisexuals swing towards one sex. Bisexuals swing towards all sex with everyone. The bisexuals technically don't exist. They didn't exist in Glee, so it must be correct, right? Bisexuals don't exist because they are just using the term bisexual as a stepping stone from straight to gay, or in some rare cases,
back to straight from gay. Stereotypes cause fire. Stereotypes cause feud. I don't tag my name to any of these stereotypes, but it's hard not to believe in them when some stereotypes just become reality and shatter your heart and smack you in the face. I find myself attracted to bisexual, bicurious, pansexual boys, like moths drawn towards a small shining moon, only to find out it's a lamp, but not a lamp, but a bug zapper, then zap, I'm dead. You think I'd stay away, you think I'd learn my lesson, you think I'd believe in the stereotypes now, but I still am that moth, craving moonlight to shock me back to life. Relationships I want to commit to can't commit back, and I'm okay with it now, but before I wasn't as guarded to know that it's hard for people to commit to me. My first relationship was with a bisexual boy. He said he'd commit, because I was freaking adorable. What? He didn't try, and I tried too much, and I tried so much till I drank bottles and ran to him and tried, cried, and I built a shield from then on. My next scars was from a curious boy. He was a drug that I got addicted to. He entered my life on a skateboard and a police record. I should have stayed away. His looks showed danger, but my mind understood adventure. He told me he was straight but curious, but my mind said, for me, he'll be curious. And I was right. Now he identifies as bisexual, but he never fully committed to me, to my heart, to myself, but he did warn me. No emotion, Brenton. Showed me cute kisses, strong hugs, and looks that pulled me back in when I was just about to fade away. I expected that he'd finally commit. I expected this many times. I expected once we were connected, we would keep going strong, but then he stopped. He stopped and told me he had a girlfriend. He did this at least 5 times since I knew him. Each time it added to the shield I built. I now have chainmail and shields and helmets and swords, and I fight with my swords and brawl through my heart struggles. I need many now that I broaden my spectrum, open my mind to where I used to be gay, but I think now I may be a bit bi. I've been a hopeless romantic homosexual, but now I'm a wild, crazy homo who is very sexual. I need more in my life now to fill for the limited pieces of love that I can't fully get. My idea of commitment is fucked up, so I find many to partially fill that space with me, to my heart, for myself. But you know my reasons, you know my story. It's still hard, it's a struggle, but that's just love, right? A struggle. I closed those heartbreaks with a sigh and said to them, bye boys, bye.
Y'all look nice.
Sit down.
Stand up. Be quiet.
Speak up. Too young to do anything.
But listen,
Be quiet.
in school it is believed that we know nothing, and the textbooks have all the answers. Knowledge becomes a form of social currency, so the students who are smart are the ones atop the hierarchy.
But the truth lies in the palms of experience. It started in kindergarten.
But the garden I've grown moans, severing curiosity. I used to question why the sunflower searches for the sun. Until a lady bugged me. She said, "You don't understand. Because apparently knowledge moves with age and not from trying roots. I learned. Honesty and dependability are greater than memorizing equations."
Sit down.
In school, there are no honors courses that teach us of the love we learn to cherish.
When I was 13, I had my first love, but baby.
My dad said 13 is a bad luck number, like he needed back pains and bifocals to bear the burden of his broken heart.
Solve this word problem.
Where in this world does love circumference all orbits of emotion?
Identify the unnecessary information.
As if romantic love is the only thing our hearts revolve around and gravity is the only way to fall.
Trick question.
Did you forget in your old age that love is the hand I held while crossing the street and the lullabies you sang
monsters beneath my bed.
Answer.
Mama, don't tell me I'm too young to love, because I wouldn't be in a world where oppression is vibrant and power is crippled. You sent me on helmets and knee pads and shin guards, but I guess you forgot to give me a heart of steel too.
When I was younger, I used to believe in miracles. I would try to pray all my pains away. I learned that cuts and scars didn't disappear over one night. I learned that my nightmares were more than just bad dreams. As I got older, insecurity and fears for a child became my best friend. My therapist named her depression. I learned that in the rain, even hearts made of steel rust. I was taught that I had nothing to offer and everything to learn. That life was unfair, and all my efforts to try and
Stand up, speak up.
were worthless, because a kid could never say something that's never been said before.
Be quiet, sit down. In life there are no happy endings.
Why not write a new chapter?
Speak up.
Young minds can teach lessons. All we have to do is listen.
So meet me at the corner where wisdom and naivete run into each other, like
old friends who never meant to say goodbye. Watch their hearts and minds converse in different languages.
Sit down.
I can show you what it's like to dream again.
Stand up.
You can teach me how fun it is to do the impossible.
So meet me at the answer.
Because we haven't found it yet.
So meet me where miracles happen. Meet me where miracles happen.
Meet us where miracles will happen.
So I guess I'll see you. Speak up.
Tomorrow.
I think I'm in love with you. Like I'm in the bushes watching you on a Tuesday. On a school day.
Wait, for your mom's grade 2005 Honda Civic to drop you off at school?
Just to stare at you. You know the girls from your elementary school. I made friends with them just to make sure you weren't dating them. I mean, you winked at me with both eyes and at the same time.
Isn't that a blink?
At the same time. That has to be something, right?
You know, I was thinking about the other day.
When you shared your food and smiled at me, so we're basically dating. In fact, our 2nd anniversary is next week. I'm telling you now, so you can't say you forgot.
Or didn't even know you were dating me?
Because you know what? You looked right at me and smiled. That means something, right? You're right. It is funny how we became best friends. In fact, it's even more funny.
How I poisoned your relationship with your last best friend so I could slide him into that position?
But I never actually tell you that. Because you know what? I love you. Yes, I'm serious. No, not as a friend. I mean, last night you confessed your undying love for me. What do you mean you're out last night? Well, you know what? I heard it. So you denying me is useless. Just you and the fact that I love you. And you love me too, damn it.
I'm not why your Facebook name is Sam when your actual name is
Oh crap, you're online.
I bet you put an alias on Facebook so I couldn't find you.
Too late for that now, huh?
You know, I spend an endless amount of time just stalking your Facebook.
You've been on Facebook since November 2010?
Your first post was, "Hi, I'm Sam."
Addie, please!
I mean, I haven't actually had a conversation with you at all.
But we didn't have to talk to know we're perfect for each other.
Like that one status you posted on June 13, 2012 at 7:49 p.m.
Everyone has someone they want in life.
Like, I totally relate to that in a spiritual way.
I found pictures of you on your mom's Facebook.
I always secretly download them.
Print them and paste them in a diary.
I'm dedicated to your existence. We were meant for each other like pollution and global warming. You are not my textbook. I want to feminize your history. I wish I could wear your glasses.
I see the world in your eyes.
Yes,
I clean your glasses every morning.
I would imperialize countries for you. Tell the people to build a statue of you.
You thought scholarships paid for your college?
How could you thought I did?
Why did you leave me? Why don't you ever answer me when I call? Help me when I ask? Why were your doctors so blind? Why didn't they see your cancer till it was stage 4 and too late for anything to actually work? Why do I have so many questions? Why are they all unanswered? I used to pray to you every night after you left, but I don't believe in God anymore. Because the God I once believed in wouldn't have let my grandmother die, wouldn't have put a timeline on her life before she was even gone. They say he does everything for a reason. What reason did he have to take you from me? I used to go to church every Christmas. I don't go to worship him. I go to keep traditions alive, although you are not. When I pray because it's ritual. I pray to you because you are the one I want to feel close to, because you are the one I worship. We finally got around to cleaning the boxes from your Makaha house, and I found a blanket you once wrapped yourself in, and the smell made me feel like a child again. That was 9 years ago. I put on the necklace made of kukui nuts, yeah, the one you found, polished and strung together, and I wore them, and I danced, and I could hear you laugh, and that's the closest I felt to you in 9 years. But when the string wore thin and the necklace broke, so did my heart, because you have left me once again. I remember the tray I used to carry to your room. It had your breakfast and your pills and the flowers I had to wrestle branches to pick for you. I'd get to your room and you were breathing so slowly, but I thanked God because you were breathing. I'd put my hand on top of yours and a chill went down my spine because it was so cold. Why were your hands so cold? Why were you breathing so slowly? Why did you make me feel special and let me get attached when you knew you were leaving? I don't believe in God, but I still believe in heaven. Because I want to believe that you are somewhere better than an urn. Because if you're not, because that urn is too cold for the warmth of your heart beating or not. Because if there is no heaven, or because if there is a heaven, I want to be able to chase you, at least see you. Here I am again praying. I guess it's more than a ritual in church. It's a ritual in my everyday life. Prayers, people think. On your knees till they're broken, hands together till your bleeding head bows till it's incapable of moving. Standards are high, but hopes are even higher, hoping and praying they'll be met and won't be crushed. But my prayers, I'm looking for a sign, trying to find an excuse for you as to why you haven't reached down to me. My standards are low and even those aren't met, but my hopes are even lower because I know they'll be crushed. And until the day that some of my questions get answered, my prayers will stay the same.
Dear Mom, forgive me, but I am so scared of becoming you. Every day, Helen and I compare ourselves to our mother because we don't want to do what you do and sew things up sloppily because then our wounds will only become septic. But you don't see it. You keep trying to patch up our gashes with dirty thread and crooked needles, trying to make up for the years of blaming us for your drinking. Say we made life so hard for you because our days spent sweeping and scrubbing the house weren't enough to ease your blight. Staying out late, disappearing for hours with your 2 daughters, locked in an apartment, searching the world below for signs of you. It's like you're trying to say you're sorry for laughing at our pain when your eyes were blinded because you were underwater. Like looking through a drained tequila bottle, you can't see what's right in front of you because it warps and refracts all those scenes. Those times you told us you'd never had a drop, not one. But then Helen would discover a beer bottle. Time and time again, a night would turn sour. Screams from the kitchen, echoing like battered banshees as we drink up those saline spirits like parched plants. I don't remember what was said, but I know it was always the same, like a broken record, skipping and repeating every night. The fear, then the pain, and then us ushering you to bed because it was always better in the morning. But we would never make it that far. I was so scared of you slithering in, sitting on our beds, trying to buy our love. Telling yourself that you're being a good mother because you try to hug us, kiss us, promise us you'd go to your meetings. There was one in the morning. But come sunrise, when we'd ask when you'd be off, the whole night's nightmare had been lost. Your poison had erased every last drip of those countless nights spent wanting to believe you, wanting to believe that you were sober. And we were wrong. But I know when you drink. I can't smell it like others can, but I can hear it in your voice. I can tell by the way it slurs, stumbles, giggles, as if the world was one big hiccupy game. How do you feel, knowing that it was your fault when I was too disgusted to let you hug me, because I couldn't get that decrepit image of you stumbling towards me, slobbering like a howling ghost out of my skull? You feel lost, forgotten, woe is me is all you can think. Your life is shattered, but you fucked up mine. And you can't gloss this over with gems and dollar signs. So stop lying to me. Stop holding on to that hope that you deserve better, deserve to be loved, because we've all tried for decades, and you've bitten all our hands. So don't be upset when I chime away. Don't answer your text. Cut short our time together, because for years I've been sick of hoping things will get better when all they do is shatter once again. So forgive me for enjoying my life here in the sun with Dad, because I've crawled out of your hellhole, and I'm never going back.
Hot stove? Don't touch. Petting zoo? Touch. Sea urchin? Don't touch. Han Dynasty base? Please don't touch! Automatic soap dispenser? Wow, don't touch. Puppy? Touch. Puppy eye? Don't touch. I touch girl. Gentle touch on woman. Woman is delicate. Touch her like peach. I touch girl's hair. Don't touch my hair! She doesn't like it when I touch her hair. But I touch gentle. I touch her hair again. Don't touch my hair! I touch her hair again. Not gentle. She doesn't like gentle. Ouch, my hair! But I didn't touch gentle. Girls are weird. Girl touch. Woman, touch. Don't touch me there. Woman, touch. Don't touch me. But I touch gentle. Touch. Woman, not gentle. She doesn't like gentle. I touch girl. Gentle touch on woman. Woman is delicate. Touch her like peach. Touch her with fist. Touch wall with her head. Touch her with hard surface. Not gentle. She doesn't like gentle. Your foot touch broken body on floor. Man touch power. Woman awakes. Hands touch blood. Phone. Don't touch or he will touch you again. Lips touch clothes. Silence touch air. Mom, touch your face with ice. Shh. Go back to bed and touch pillow to head. Lips touch clothes. Silence touch air. Her body will never go untouched. Scars. Don't touch. Gentle touch on woman. Woman is delicate. Touch her like peach. Touch daughter's thigh with hand. Touch the line. Touch daughter again, but touch higher than thigh this time. Cross the line. Lips untouch open. Words touch air. Woman touch power. Woman touch suitcase. Woman touch daughter's hand. Woman touch doorknob. Woman slams door. Woman touch power. Woman touch pen to paper. Hard. Scribbling fast. Woman touch memories. Touch nightmares. Touch the past. Pen touch paper. Words touch other women. Touch women where he hasn't touched. Hearts touch. Woman touch power. Woman touch control. Woman touch lives.
but never touch her unless she wants to be touched. This is dedicated to Mom.
Ever since Dad left for another woman,
Mom, ever since Dad passed away,
Mom, ever since Dad abandoned us,
it feels like you've been absent too. I know ever since you had Dad taken away from you.
you've been slipping out of reality.
With every shot of whiskey Uncle hides in the cabinet by the kitchen.
I know that sometimes at night,
when you think everyone is sleeping,
You hide in the bathroom and sob tears made out of alcohol. How you wish things were better.
I know you called me at 1 in the morning.
'cause you didn't want to come home.
How you
Just wanted to die.
But the weight on your shoulders didn't allow you to.
Living this life without Dad is so hard. It's harder on me than it is on you.
Do you know what it's like to look in the mirror every day
Everywhere, in every single reflection, and see him in the raise of my brow
and the curve of my broken smile? I can only meet goodbyes with silence.
If I ever talk about my bloodline,
I cannot talk about my parents.
a mom is supposed to be a journal. I can open you up, tell you anything and everything I have on my mind.
Cry in your cover and leave tear stains on your shoulder.
I do appreciate all that you've done for me.
But the only thing I want is for you to sit down and listen so this neglect doesn't grow like a cancer.
Mom, ever since Dad left,
I thought I would be strong enough to stand on my own,
I thought I knew what to do.
but I wasn't prepared for the things I had to do.
cleaning the house, I find myself crying, and Dad,
I know you cried too. I didn't have the support beams of my father anymore.
That's why I break down and cry.
Dad, since you left, I kept expecting you to walk through the door at 5 o'clock.
I keep thinking I need to wake you up at 3.
I keep thinking you'd be home cooking the food. You were the one I took for granted, Dad, since you left.
Now I'm the only boy out of 4 kids.
I felt like I was left out in the rain.
But I guess you needed another lady in your life because your 1 son and 3 daughters was not enough.
Dad, since you left, I remember the tubes stuck out of your mouth.
The words you wanted to say,
Mittens on your hands.
restrained from pulling your words out.
Because those tubes kept you alive.
I felt them too, Daddy.
Choking me. I've been unable to breathe ever since. Mom, ever since Dad abandoned us.
I met you between the cabinet and the whiskey.
Mom, ever since Dad passed away, I found him in my reflection and saw the way he used to look at you. Mom, ever since Dad left for another woman,
I've learned how to turn these legs into support beams to hold this house together.
Mom, ever since Dad left, the only thing I wanted to say
Is that
I miss you.
Introducing the new iPhone 6. It comes with a Retina HD display, so you can FaceTime your friends without actually spending time with them. Along with an improved Wi-Fi speed, so you don't have to socialize while you wait for Instagram to load. Introducing the new.
How many hours do you spend hunchbacked on a computer desk compared to the hours you spend with the person who's been longing to speak with you? Tell me, how can a follower count determine the rank you place in society? Do you spend more time with your iTouch, iPhone, iPad that eye contact has become obsolete?
These inanimate objects have created barriers in between people. It is impossible to see through. The escape button seems to have malfunctioned. I am unable to express what I feel in less than 140 characters. I am unable to express what I feel in less than I am unable to express what I feel.
Constantly updating, status after status, scrolling through feeds with no information to feed off from. It has become a part of our daily ritual. A dinner table is incomplete without a smartphone resting in between utensils.
GPS, searching for communication.
I can't even remember
Searching.
the last time I had a conversation
Searching.
without my phone clasped in my right hand.
No results found.
There are things that are meant to be told use a social network as the main avenue. The word social and social media doesn't seem to live up to its meaning. Prayers before meals have been replaced by pictures with numerous filters. Wait! Don't eat yet! I have to take a picture. I may sound hypocritical, but reality struck me like a camera flash, and let me tell you that it wasn't when my battery reached 1% when I felt the connection with my father disappear.
Low battery.
A 36-inch flat-screen monster that held him captive.
20%
And that
remaining.
was when I knew that these man-made creations had the control. It was
15%
when my mother got
remaining.
herself shackled onto a 5-inch PDA.
10%
It was when my friends would rather tweet or Snapchat
5%
rather than to have an
remaining.
actual voice-to-voice conversation.
Low
It was when
battery.
I realized how to fix a glitch rather than to fix
charger.
a relationship that I was a part of. We cannot back up the feeling we get when we are with our loved ones. Once we hit Control, Alt, Delete, we are unable to undo the process.
Introducing the technology slave. In stores now.